What is going on, guys? Gamers Goon here today with your Monday Night Raw review for the June 21st episode, man. And as you can see in the thumbnail, superheroes don't always save things. It cannot save Monday Night Raw. It cannot save Monday Night Raw. We'll get into the superhero aspect of it a little bit later, but you know what? I'm gonna give them props, man. I'm gonna give them props. The first segment of this show was not bad. It was very good in my opinion. We started it off with Bobby Lashley, MVP, the girls they bring out for the VIP lounge. And this is really just to put Bobby Lashley over and kind of hype him up for beating Drew McIntyre last night at Hell in a Cell. And he said, the best part about last night is that Drew McIntyre, not only won't he ever be the same again, but he's never getting another shot at Bobby Lashley. And then he goes on to say, you know what? I'm not even losing this title, so Drew's just not getting another shot. And then we have the New Day come on out. Quick change of pace there. The New Day came out, and they said they came out to participate in this toast to Bobby Lashley. They bring out toast and they start throwing it into the ring. MVP doesn't take kindly to that. And then we see Kofi come out here, and he says he doesn't surround himself with people that use others. He's like, Bobby, let me ask you a question. Do you think that MVP and all these girls are gonna want to be your friends, all buddy buddy, once you lose that championship, or are they just gonna turn your back and find something new because that's all they want? They want to use you. I surround myself with people that care about me. I surround myself with guys like guys like E, like guys like Woods, where they're gonna be my friend no matter what I do. And Kofi, and then we have Bobby Lashley. He said, "Yeah, you're sitting there. You're too busy. You guys are too busy making pancakes. Meanwhile, I've created a hierarchy here in the WWE, and I'm up here and you're down here." And there's nothing you can do about it. Kofi then goes on and he's like, you know what? It's funny because I was the WWE champion. I won at WrestleMania. I beat Daniel Bryan. And I believe I beat you last month. And then he said, you know what, MVP, I think you were crying in a bar when I beat Daniel Bryan and became the champion at WrestleMania. So you guys should remember that. And then Bobby Lashley's like, well, they didn't show that you cheated in the match. Kofi then says, you know what? I want to challenge you at Money in the Bank. Bobby Lashley, without hesitation, says, I accept. MVP, a little bit worked. He's like, don't, what do you mean? He's like, no, I accept. I'm going to beat him. I accept. So that leads into Bobby Lashley demanding a match against Xavier Woods for tonight. Xavier Woods accepts. Xavier Woods looks up into the rafters because it's only one night after Hell in a Cell. He says, you know what? Lashley, I want you inside Hell in a Cell. So that books your main event right there. We're going to see Xavier Woods go on against Bob Lashley in Hell in a Cell in the main event on Monday Night Raw. Then we get into the first of 5, I believe, qualifying matches for Money in the Bank. This show today was used to set up Money in the Bank. A lot of it was a lot of filler, I'm going to be honest with you. But it wasn't a terrible match with AJ and Ricochet. This match, nothing special. The Viking Raiders came on out. Omos missed a spear onto them. And he went into a barricade. Then we had Ricochet out of nowhere hit a code breaker while AJ was going for the forearm. Ricochet ends up picking up the victory. Solid spot there. Ricochet wins. Ricochet advances to Money in the Bank as he should. And hopefully that leads to bigger and better things. From this point forward, it feels weird saying that Ricochet won because Ricochet hasn't done anything lately. This guy has fallen victim to bad booking, bad creative whatsoever. He's just not been good. And that's a guy that I think could be a world championship caliber wrestler. Now, I'm not sitting here, I'm not vying for Ricochet to win Money in the Bank. In my opinion, Money in the Bank is better fit for a heel. And Ricochet is not it does not encompass what I think of when I think of a typical Money in the Bank winner. So, but I definitely think they need to start building him up because you still got a long ways to go to making Ricochet credible. But Ricochet wins as he should. AJ didn't need it. He didn't need it. He's tag team champion right now. He doesn't need another title. He doesn't need another opportunity. He's had the WWE Championship in the past. He doesn't need another opportunity, but we'll talk about a potential other opportunity later on. And then we have Matt Riddle in the back. He goes up to Randy Orton. He asks for pointers on how to win Money in the Bank. Orton says, "You know what? I do have some advice, just not for you." And then he walks off. Riddle says, "Oh well, good luck, Randy." Riddle, man, he is the most oblivious dude in all of professional wrestling right now. He does not understand that Randy Orton does not mess with him, man. He does not mess with him. But I mean, that's just Riddle for you, man. That's just what they do with him. They don't necessarily book him to look smart, but Riddle, we'll talk about that later too. But Riddle didn't have a bad night. He did not have a bad night. Then we got Doudrop, whatever, Doudrop, and Eva Marie versus Asuka and Naomi. Now, if you look up what Piper Niven's new name is, if you look it up, the first thing that comes up is the Urban Dictionary, and it suggests that it's a little bit offensive. It's a little bit of an offensive term for the LGBTQ community. I don't know what to say about that, to be honest with you. It's not really my place to get into, but Piper Niven, the woman behind Doudrop, whatever, the woman behind that character, she is out. So I kind of feel like this name kind of takes a jab at her as a person. I'm not really a big fan of the way they went about that. Now, I don't know if they knew what this term meant, just like they did not know what the sorority sisters meant. I don't know if this is something that they're going to end up changing. Hopefully they do, because it is a miserable name in itself. It shouldn't even have to just be taken away just because it's a kind of a jab at her. It should just be taken away because it's not a good name. It is not a good wrestling name. I don't know what to really say about that. The name's not good. I kind of feel like it's a jab at her, which is unfair. And it's just not good. It's just not a good look for Vince McMahon. It's not. Whether or not that the term is actually what the Urban Dictionary says or not, it's a bad name. It's not like necessarily a curse word or anything like that. It's a name that just doesn't need to be in wrestling. Like, nobody needs to have that type of name. Why can't she just keep her normal name? I don't know, man. I don't know. But the one thing I will say out of this match against Asuka and Naomi is there was one positive to come out of this, believe it or not, and that was actually that Naomi and Asuka picked up the victory. So we will not be seeing Eva Marie, thank the Lords, in the Money in the Bank pay-per-view going up and grabbing the briefcase. If you guys did not like when Carmella won Money in the Bank, it's about to be 10 times, maybe even more, worse when you get Eva Marie up there winning a briefcase, because that's definitely not the look you want to go for. Match, not very good, but at least we got Asuka and Naomi winning, going on for Money in the Bank. Two women that I wouldn't mind seeing win Money in the Bank. Two women that both deserve to be brought into the spotlight. Then we had Sonya Deville out there with Adam Pearce, and this is really weird, man. This was really weird. They came out there and they were upset at Rhea Ripley for taking a count-out victory last night at Hell in a Cell. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I'm like, what general manager out of all the years has there ever been somebody that's came out and had an issue with a count-out victory for exploiting the rules? That's fully within the rules, by the way. But there's never usually you don't see a general manager come out and somebody uses a cheap tactic like somebody runs in and hits somebody when a ref's down. You don't see the general managers interfere in that, but they do in this situation because it's Charlotte Flair. And then Rhea even brought it up. Rhea was like, "I've just done the same thing that Charlotte's done many times in her career, and she didn't get in trouble for it. So why did I?" It's like they're not trying with the story. They just wanted to use something, so they did to get Charlotte another match. Um, I really don't know where to go from there. I didn't like that at all. Um, just really, really weird way of telling things, if you ask me. And we're gonna have to see Charlotte and Rhea again, which I am not looking forward to. And I believe that is going to be at Money. Yes, it is going to be at Money in the Bank. Sonya Deville did say that, but man, why? I don't understand it, man. I really don't. Then we get the same segment we got last week with Dana and Mandy Rose in the ring. Roles reversed because Natalya and Tamina were in the ring last week, but Natty and Tamina come on up, and then they get drop kicked into segment. Who cares? I'm not interested in this feud whatsoever. I do not care. If they were smart, they would be building Mandy Rose up to potentially win Money in the Bank this year. I think she does have a lot of potential off on her own, not with Dana Brooke, on her own. But they got her in this, man. Once again, I just don't know what to say, really. Not a good look to keep somebody with potential stuck with this group that really doesn't have a very high ceiling to their careers. I mean, the best you got out of Natalya was probably her run back when she held the title going into SummerSlam. And that really, to be honest with you, wasn't a very good run. Tamina, her peak is right now, and she's not doing that great. And then you got Dana, who this is also her peak, I guess you could say. Mandy, you got her just mixing it with the you got to move on, man. You just got to figure out a way to get her into something meaningful, man. That's all I got to ask. Get her into something meaningful. Put her on her own. I don't know when Sonya Deville or if Sonya Deville is going to come back and wrestle, but I would be fine if they paired them back up together. But you got to figure out a way to get Mandy away from Dana, away from Natty, away from Tamina, and get her up there with the likes of a Rhea Ripley, to get there up with the likes of a Charlotte Flair, like a Asuka, with a Naomi. Because she's not bad in the ring. She's came a long way, and you can get her there. Then we get another qualifier match. I don't know why either of these men were in qualifier matches, to be honest with you. It's Randy versus John Morrison, Johnny Drip Drip. I prefer these matches to have somebody, at least one person, fighting for an opportunity to do something they haven't done before. So you could get like a Damian Priest in here against a Randy Orton. That would have been great. That would have been great because that gives Damian Priest, even if he loses, he had an opportunity to get into Money in the Bank and an opportunity to make a name for himself. But you're putting two established people against each other in a match that is meant to build new stars. Money in the Bank isn't meant to solidify. I mean, it can be used to solidify a star, but you don't want Money in the Bank to sit there with all these stars in the match. You want Money in the Bank to essentially build the next face of your company for the next few months. You go out there and maybe like Seth Rollins. You have Seth Rollins up and coming at the time, just broke apart from the Shield, doing great heel work, and you knew that was going to be your guy. You put it on him. You put it on. We've seen it. Sheamus did it back in his day. There's been a lot of chances and opportunities when people have when they've used Money in the Bank to propel their career. And I don't think Randy Orton or John Morrison really needs to propel a career because they already have solid careers. So I didn't like that they put them two against each other. I wouldn't mind if they split them up, but I don't really know, man. But anyways, this match was chaotic. This match was meaningless. It had nothing to it that was very interesting. At one point, Matt Riddle was chasing Miz, who was in his wheelchair, and Matt Riddle was chasing him with his scooter. And then John Morrison won. He has little to no shot at winning Money in the Bank. I know The Miz was able to be Mr. Money in the Bank after being able to get it off Otis. I know that he did do that, but I don't see John Morrison being that same type of thing, man. I really don't. It just wouldn't make much sense to me. Now we get to the thumbnail of the video, man. Yeah, this one was a little weird. We start with a backstage segment with Nikki Cross, and she's wearing this blue mask and blue face paint that you can see in the picture. And she starts cutting this promo about how she can be anything or something along those lines. I didn't really pay attention to the promo. I was just shocked at what they were having her do, and how this is her passion coming out or something like that. I forget really what she said. I was literally just mesmerized that they did this to this woman. She said something along those lines, or this is a vision of hope or something. I don't know. But anyways, how do you have Nikki Cross in NXT being this character that lurks in the shadows, picks her opportunities, part of a good storyline there down in NXT, come up, be a lackey to Alexa Bliss, and then once she goes away from that, she doesn't really do much, and then she comes back really and gets a chance at Money in the Bank as a superhero? Once again, I don't know what to say. Nikki Cross was a superhero. I'm at a loss for words. I really am. There's no way you can justify that. Killian Dane did come out on Twitter and he said that they allowed her to express her vision for a character. I don't really know why this would be her vision for a character, to be honest with you. I don't. This character doesn't have a very high ceiling whatsoever. She's not winning Money in the Bank. If you think she is, you are insane. She does not have a high ceiling. And this character, to be honest with you, is going to be buried within the next 4 weeks. After Money in the Bank, this character is going to be dead. It's going to be gone. Vince McMahon is going to laugh at this character. It's going to give him a fun month of making fun of Nikki Cross, and then once he finds the joke old, he's going to throw it away. Just how it is. It's just how it is. He likes people going out there and making fools out of himself. I don't know if this was necessarily Nikki Cross's real thing, or if Killian Dane was just protecting her and trying to deflect and defend her so people wouldn't come so hard on the gimmick. Very weird though. Nikki and Bliss beat Nia and Shayna. And Nikki Cross, the superhero, pinned Shayna Baszler. Not Nia Jax. Yeah, Shayna Baszler. Because Alexa Bliss was using voodoo with Reginald and Nia Jax. I don't really know, man. This crap's getting old. It is getting old quickly. This Alexa Bliss thing, man. At first, she was good. She was good in this role. But then it got into this voodoo magic, hypnosis type of thing. She really just stole Bray Wyatt's gimmick and is taking it a step further and trying to use this magical powers, and they're actually selling. I don't know, man. It's getting ridiculous. And then you have her teaming with a superhero in Nikki Cross. I don't know what I was watching. I have no idea what I was watching. I really don't. Then we got Riddle versus Drew, man. And Riddle versus Drew, I will give them credit where credit is due. They turned it around. They turned it around because that was a miserable about hour and a half from the open with Bobby Lashley to the point where we got here. That was a miserable hour and a half between those. But Riddle and Drew, man, they went a decent while in a match against each other for a qualifier match. The one issue I did have with this match is why would the Raw manager, why would they book Drew McIntyre to be in a match that qualifies him for the Money in the Bank? But earlier on in the show, they told, oh, well, we can't put you in a match because we already have guys in those matches. Why would you put Drew McIntyre, who cannot face your champion, in that match? Why would you even have that as a possibility? If I'm the general manager, I'm sitting there and be like, why would we put Drew in the match? Why would we put him in the match? He can't go on and win it for our brand and bring back and face Lashley. He can't do that. He has no other opportunity. It's written on the contract. He can't have another shot at Bobby Lashley. He cannot. So why does he get another opportunity? Why would he get another opportunity? Because if he were to win Money in the Bank, he would have to go to the other brand. So that means we don't get anybody. We didn't win Money in the Bank. We didn't keep it on our brand. We're not the more successful of the two between Fox and USA. We lost. We're not as good. Because Drew won and he went to the other brand. I don't know why you wouldn't put Canali here. But that doesn't change the fact that this match was really good. This match was very, very good. Riddle, Drew, absolutely killed. Big props to him. Big props to them. Matt Riddle was able to use a roll-up pin to beat Drew McIntyre. And then Matt Riddle goes up on the ramp and tries to celebrate with Randy Orton. Randy Orton just no-selling him. Just standing there with his arms crossed. Just straight-faced. Randy Orton doesn't like. Randy Orton showing no emotion whatsoever. Riddle's like, come on, bro. Come on, don't leave me hanging. Give me a fist bump. Talk to me, Randy. Talk to me. I'm your friend, Randy. Just doing what Riddle does, man. Riddle, I'm telling you, Riddle's going to be over at Money in the Bank just because he's a character. Yes, he's goofy. Yes, he's oblivious. But he's a character, man, that as a fan, you want to get behind him. I don't know what it is about him, but you want to be behind Matt Riddle. So I could see him definitely getting a big reaction, and it'd be cool to see him win Money in the Bank. I think you can make a star out of Matt Riddle there. Because I believe if Matt Riddle were to win Money in the Bank, we might see a little split up there between Orton out of jealousy, and we could see a very good feud between those two, leading on into eventually a Matt Riddle cash-in. That could be very good. That could be very good. But that was definitely the highlight of the night. Then it's announced that with all the losers of the qualifier match from the men's division, so AJ, we got Drew in there, and then we got Randy, that there will be a second or last chance qualifier match. I'm sitting there and thinking, earlier in the night we had Jinder Mahal, Ali, Sheamus. They were all sitting there complaining that they weren't in Money in the Bank. I'm thinking maybe Damian Priest. I'm like, why wouldn't we get one of those guys in a qualifying match? Why wouldn't we get a fatal four-way with those guys? Give one of them guys an opportunity instead of the guys we have already seen have their opportunity. Why did they get a second opportunity? Ali doesn't get a first opportunity. Mansoor was on the show tonight. Why doesn't he get an opportunity? Keith Lee, why doesn't he get an opportunity? Heck, why didn't Xavier Woods? Yeah, he fought Bobby Lashley, but why didn't he get offered an opportunity? Why do they get a second opportunity? They had their opportunity and they lost. They lost. Why do they get a second opportunity, but some people don't even get a first opportunity? But the one thing I will say is we heard it both from Jinder Mahal and Ali. this kind of lingering statements between the two that said, you know what, maybe we'll have to make our own way, or climb our own ladder, do our own thing. Maybe they'll take out some of the guys next week, and maybe they will be in the match, or if they have another one, with those guys, maybe they can put them in. I don't know, but I think Ali should be the biggest name. I think that should be in Money in the Bank is Ali. Yes, I think Damian Priest should be there. Yes, a Keith Lee. Yeah, Riddle. But if you're asking me who should win Money in the Bank, I'm sitting there and I'm telling you Ali should win Money in the Bank. Ali should win Money in the Bank. I would have Ali win, and I would have Ali wait his time. Wait his time to the perfect moment. Let Brock Lesnar come back, beat Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam. That's fine. That's dandy. Brock Lesnar can go do his thing where he's on off. I don't really care. And you have Ali wait his turn. And then he takes the title off of Brock Lesnar to finally get revenge because Ali was climbing up that ladder at one point when Lesnar's music hit. Let's turn the tables and have Ali beat Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. How about that? You want to make a star? Make a star out of Ali. You know what? Make a star out of Riddle. Make a star out of any of the names, man. Just why do these people get second chances and other people don't even get first opportunities? Makes no sense to me, man. Then we get into the Hell in a Cell main event. We got Bobby Lashley going up against Xavier Woods. This match was good. It was good. It wasn't really needed. It didn't need Hell in a Cell. It wasn't really all that spectacular. It shouldn't have even been the main event, to be honest with you. Riddle and Drew did a lot better than this. This was an okay match. It was okay. The match really didn't serve much of a purpose outside of the ending where they just had Lashley and MVP just attack and use whatever means necessary with the Hurt Lock and locking Kofi out of the cage to just put Woods on the shelf so that he will not be at Money in the Bank on Kofi's side. That's really all it was. That's really all it was. It was just making sure that Woods would not be at Money in the Bank. Could have waited maybe another 2-3 weeks. Got a little closer to the show. But hey, I guess we're starting now. I mean, I'm very interested in the Kofi versus Lashley build. I do think it's going to be good. I was pumped when they gave us the opening here today. But that's about it for Monday Night Raw for me, at least, man. Nothing spectacular on this show outside of the Riddle and Drew stuff in the opening. That'd be the only thing I would recommend you go back and watch, maybe. You can miss that Hell in a Cell match. It wasn't a bad match, but it also really wasn't needed. And yeah, man, make sure you go follow the socials. Make sure you go do all that fun stuff. Like the video. Subscribe here if you're new. Leave a comment down below what you thought about Raw tonight, and let's hope that we got some good stuff going into Money in the Bank, man. I will be back tomorrow for NXT at some point. I will be doing some things tomorrow, so I don't necessarily know when I will be watching NXT. I could be watching NXT at maybe 10 o'clock my time. I could be watching NXT live. I have no idea. But there will be a video up once I finish watching NXT. If that's the same time you guys finish it, then great. If not, it will be up later than when you guys are finished watching it. I don't know, to be honest with you. But I'm going to get on out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And make sure you do all the things, like follow this stuff down below. And hit that like, subscribe button. But I'm going to be out of here. Thank you guys for watching. It's been your role model, the IWC Gamers Goon, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.